It was a crisp morning when Karen's audacity reached a new level. This time, she sent fake officers to my property, intending to intimidate me and enforce non-existent rules. Her plan was predictable, a display of authority that she assumed would compel me to comply. What she didn't realize was that I was the actual chief of police in the jurisdiction, fully aware of every law and procedure that governed her actions. I was tending to routine repairs at the edge of the property when the fake officers arrived. They approached confidently, badges gleaming, and demanded that I come with them for questioning regarding alleged violations. Karen followed closely behind, clipboard in hand, exuding her usual sense of superiority. One of the imposters barked, "You're under investigation. You need to comply immediately." I raised an eyebrow, motioning for them to pause. "Gentlemen," I said calmly, "you may want to reconsider your actions. I am the chief of police here, fully authorized to handle law enforcement operations. Any attempt to detain me under false pretenses is a serious offense." Karen gasped, the color draining from her face. I thought, I cut her off. "Thought what? That you could intimidate a law enforcement officer with fake authority? That's not going to work." The imposters froze, realizing they were in over their heads. I stepped forward, making sure every movement was recorded by the property's security cameras, and my presence alone conveyed authority. "Step back, all of you. This is private property, and any attempt to enforce HOA rules here is harassment." Karen tried to protest, her voice rising in frustration. "But I'm the HOA president. I smiled faintly, signaling my team. "And I am the law in this jurisdiction. You have zero authority here. Any further attempts will result in criminal charges." By mid-morning, Karen and the fake officers had retreated, humiliated and powerless. Neighbors, who had been observing the scene discreetly, whispered among themselves, amazed at how decisively the situation had been handled. The imposters had expected to intimidate, but they had encountered true authority instead. Later, I reviewed the security footage, documenting every word, every gesture, and every step Karen had taken. This record ensured that any future harassment attempts would be addressed immediately and legally. The property remained fully secure, and my family and I were safe from interference. By afternoon, the neighborhood had absorbed the story. Karen's attempt to manipulate and intimidate with fake law enforcement had spectacularly failed. Her overconfidence had been shattered, and her sense of authority completely undermined. The lesson was clear. Audacity, when met with real authority and preparation, is always neutralized. As evening fell, the property was peaceful. Karen had been reminded, once again, that entitlement has limits, and crossing the line against someone who holds real power carries consequences. My property, my family, and my peace were fully intact, while Karen's reputation for meddling and arrogance suffered yet another decisive blow. The neighborhood now understood that imagined authority could never triumph over legal power, preparation, and strategic foresight. Karen had underestimated the situation, and the results were predictable. Failure, humiliation, and the reinforcement of a critical lesson. Crossing the line has consequences, especially when you face someone who is fully prepared and legally empowered.